Hey, good morning. Welcome back to 24/7 Moms Live, our unstoppable living conversation we like to have every morning.
It's so great to be here today.
It's not a pleasure?
It's a pleasure, but it is good to be here and to be with my beautiful wife and for her own media site and just to spend some time with some of the people that follow her to give you good tips and ways to improve your family and improve your life.
You know, speaking of a media company, so we are on the race to get the new website up. So there's just a few more things we have to get done and organized and proofed and read and all of that, and then hopefully we'll be launching in the next week or so. You might want to turn that off. And I'm super excited about it because it is going to be amazing to have a new look, a new site, some new colors.
Yeah.
Just a new way to find things. It's going to be awesome. I'm super excited about it.
Me too.
So just be looking for that in the future, along with our podcast that we are beginning to work on. And just a lot of new things are going to be happening at 24/7 Mom. So stick with us and keep following us and watch as we progress into some new things that we'll be doing this year in 2019. So let's see, conversation. Last night, what did we talk about? Like, what was something yesterday I know something. Okay, so we've been working on redecorating Nate's, our youngest bedroom, because our youngest moved into our oldest son's bedroom.
Right.
And so we'd had the furniture in there for 19 years. It was this high loft bed, which was really cool, but he didn't want that anymore. So I had saved up some money and we bought new furniture for him. And so this has been a little progress in work because when the dresser arrived, it arrived broken. So we finally have gotten all the pieces now. We got the desk and we got the dresser. So last night was the night that I said, please, can you help me put these things together to Steve. And so Steve rips open the box of the desk. So that's the big task is the desk.
The big reveal. It's like the IKEA nightmare.
Yeah, it's all those pieces. So we decided to open it up downstairs instead of making a mess upstairs. We'll do it on the hardwood floor downstairs. So all of a sudden I hear this, Nate! And I hear Nate, what? Nate!
Our 17-year-old for his room.
Come down here. You're going to be my apprentice. And you could just see the look on his face like, wasn't really signing up to be your apprentice, but...
His line was, I don't even want this desk. Yeah. Mom wants me to have this desk.
Except for how happy was he after he got it. He got that desk up in his bedroom. Within minutes, he was setting up his new light on it, plugging everything
was he
in.
Really?
Oh, yeah. He has it all organized and ready to go.
It's a good-looking little desk.
It is. A great deal I got at Target. Anyways, it was just fun watching for the next hour or so.
Good hour.
My husband and our son working together, building this desk, and Steve teaching him, and him letting Steve know when he didn't do something correct. And it was just fun to watch the interaction between the two of them. And again, my husband gave him a new skill, right? He told him, just wait, Nate, when you get married and that wife brings home all that IKEA furniture, you'll be ready to go. So it was just a great...
I said something more like, don't ever let your wife go to IKEA.
I didn't go to IKEA, I went to Target.
No, I was just teasing with him. It is a good skill, but it's... And he said it after it was all done, he felt a little sense of accomplishment. He goes, it's just kind of like doing Legos.
Yeah.
And I really... Any person who's got just a little bit of, just the teeniest bit of mechanic skills can do that. So your kids can learn to do that.
Right.
They can learn to do that, and if they got a dad there to kind of help them in the tough spots, it works out good. Mm-hmm. So, and I figure it's his desk. If he helps me, actually, I thought it would save me time, but it really didn't. But it was good to spend time with him.
It was great. I mean, it was just a fun evening, I think, even though we all didn't love working and doing that, but that was what our evening was yesterday.
Yeah, I had a good time.
Hey, today we thought we would talk about habit stacking. I have been listening to an Audible book called Atomic Habits. Amazing. If you are wanting to learn more about habits, how are habits formed, why do we go through life with behavioral habits, all of those kinds of habit questions or anything about habits, you should read this book or listen to it. I've chosen the Audible book. One, I like to repeat and repeat and repeat and listen to certain sections of it.
Yeah.
But it is so good. So I was listening to yesterday on my way home from my workout, listening to a chapter on habit stacking. And I thought, oh my gosh, I've got to share this with moms, because this is truly one of the ways that I survived the juggling of all my kids. I mean, the juggle is so real, and I had to juggle so much and still do with, even though 2 of our kids are adults and out of the home, it's still work. I'm on the phone with, different things for my daughter that lives in Cairo. I'm constantly picking up different pieces for them with their mail and just taking care of business things for them while they're out of the country. And so I think this habit stacking thing is just like, it makes so much sense. And I also realize I do this. These are things I do.
You probably kind of do this too.
You're going to go, aha.
But what's nice about always trying to read things to learn and grow, I read some fictional stuff, but I always make
Boring, but it's good.
I always make sure that I read things that will improve myself, and I always read things that will help me learn something new. And I really like James Clear, who has started out as a blog.
Oh,
and he's just a real organization and habit forming specialist, I guess you could say.
Oh man, talk about specialist.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
anyways, I'm going to check out his website today and his other stuff as well.
Yeah, it's good. But you'll find that you do some of these things that we're going to talk about. But what James does is he kind of gives you a little bit of a roadmap. And he'll tell you it's not his idea. He'll just say he's explaining it better.
So these are not my idea, but what it is interesting, it is things I'm already doing, which I am guessing you already do too, and you'll be able to identify yourself. So do you want to start with telling a little bit about the mess up
Diderot?
Diderot effect?
Yeah.
The Diderot effect.
Well, there was a French gentleman in 1761 named Diderot who created one of the great encyclopedias of that time. And he was broke because
he had no money.
Most teachers and historians and things like that, they don't make a lot of money doing what they do, and it's more of a passion thing.
Right.
Until they become famous, if you will. Catherine the Great loved that book so much, she probably enjoyed reading it on the pod. That's what you usually do with encyclopedias.
Okay, I know.
I read almost the whole encyclopedia.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Okay, anyway, it was a childhood thing. But she offered him 1,000 British pounds at the time. She was the Queen of England. And it changed his life.
Wait a second. I'm still confused. What did she give him 1,000 pounds for?
For his reading library.
Oh, okay.
For all his encyclopedias. Okay. At that time, they were handwritten.
Get on with the
Okay, I'm trying to tell you. So because his daughter was having a wedding. This is history. So the bottom line is that when he started getting all the stuff he needed, and he bought this really nice robe. And
he had no money. First of all, let's get right to that. He had no money. He was broke. He couldn't afford his daughter's wedding, but he was able to buy this. He bought this really nice robe.
Didn't I just say that?
You didn't give him good enough, though.
Okay, I'm not going fast enough here.
You were just making up.
Sorry. The bottom line is, he bought this. This happens to ladies all the time. He bought this robe. It didn't match anything else because everything looked so dull and dreary. So he had to get new this, new that. Then he realized that his carpet in his room was shabby. Everything looked shabby because he bought one thing in. And it was talking about a consumer effect that happens. That, like, have you ever noticed, like, when you buy a car, well, then you want to get the real nice new first aid kit.
Well, not any of the women. We don't.
Well, you want to get a flashlight. You want to get the new air freshener. Like when Nate got his car, he had all these little doodads he bought.
I think for a woman, if we buy a new dress or a new outfit, then we need new shoes. We need new jewelry. We might even need a new purse. So it's that effect, right? Or,
we would call it a Diderot effect.
Like that's where that word Diderot comes from.
Right.
The Diderot effect.
Right. And it's like a stackable effect. That one action creates another action, and it's like your brain's way of trying to get happy about it.
So, for instance, if you buy your child a new toy, right? Like, I remember we bought our daughter when she was 3. I think Savannah was her third. No, it's Shelby. It was their, third Christmas. Actually, I don't know. And it was a dollhouse. And I don't remember if it was Shelby's or Savannah's. maybe it was Savannah's because Emma had the same one. So it was this dollhouse and it folded. It was the coolest dollhouse. It folded. But then we had to buy all the accessories, right? So every Valentine's Day, Easter, birthday, Christmas, we kept buying and buying. Finally, we had this huge tub. We had a whole land of all the accessories. The accessories couldn't even all fit in the house anymore. Now we had the horse building and we had the little barn and then we had the cars and we had the vans. Yes, we have it up in the rafters.
We've been storing that for a long time.
Anyways, that was the effect of buying one thing and then having to buy the next thing. And so habits are the same way. Our human behavior.
Well, our brain thinks the same way.
Right. Is also a effect of the, how do I say this again? Diderot?
Well, Diderot effect, right.
The Diderot effect, right? It's each behavior is a cue to the next. So the behavior of buying a dress is the cue to buy new shoes, the cue to buy. So now the behaviors that we do also are that way. So for instance, when you get up in the morning, you make your bed and that cues you, you're going to get out your clothes for the day. And that cues you to, you're going to take a shower. And that, so these things that we do keep giving us cues.
And I bet you could right now go, oh yeah, when I do A, I do B, because they kind of go together, right? Like when you put your pajamas on at night, you may automatically go to brush your teeth.
Right.
Right? Because that's kind of what I do. And I wash my face. I sometimes think my face is optional. But it's not. Because I just like to get the oil off, and I just like, especially if I haven't taken a shower that night.
So what's interesting is how, have you ever done something and thought, what am I forgetting? Like, you feel like you didn't complete things because you didn't do one of those habits or behaviors that you usually do right in a row. So it's so interesting. And just go through your day today and watch how many things you're stacking on top that are habits that you have done that you're stacking on top of each other because one thing cues the next. It was such an interesting thing to me. So this is how you can start a new habit, right? You can stack a new habit onto an old habit. And what you say to yourself is, after current habit, I will do this. So after I make my bed, I will. So let's say you want to start a habit of reading.
Yeah.
Right? You will say, after I make my bed, I will place my book on my pillow. Because what that will do is that will remind you tonight, when you unmake your bed, to read your book, right? So it's stacking a new habit onto an old habit.
So tell me a stackable habit that you've already kind of done, something you do.
That I already do. Well, mine are, I'm super habit, so that's crazy. So mine's like, I get up in the morning, I make the bed, I take a shower, I get dressed.
That's all in a row.
It's all in a row. I get out of the shower, I put my lotion on my face, I dry my hair. You know what I mean? Those are little habits.
See, now I'm different. I don't totally think like that way, but I should.
Oh, I do, and I think about where I can fit things in to do things faster. Right. So like, while I'm drying my hair, I can do my squats. While I'm, brushing my teeth, I can.
You've been doing that really well.
When I'm brushing my teeth, I can either.
And I just want to make an announcement that it is paying off.
Oh, stop.
Those squats, doing your hair.
Stop.
It's paying
That's
off.
the only time I do my squats.
Looks good.
But it is super interesting. Like, I have the habit of, then I come down, I pick up the house, and I just go from room to room. And each room, helps. So then I pick up the laundry, right? And then that makes me cue to go put the first load of laundry in. It just kind of keeps going. And same thing starts at night. I pick up the house. So it's just those stackable things.
So I know one that I do for sure. I mean, guys.
Drop your shoes off when you walk in the door and leave them.
And this isn't trying to get all the things you want me to do.
The bad habits too.
I know.
You'll also discover the bad habits you do.
No, but here's a habit I do. I still do all the time. That if I'm going to sit down and watch TV, which these days is very rare, but I like to do it once in a while. I have to kick my own son off my own TV to watch.
We have more than one TV in this house.
know, but it's the TV, right? I immediately tell myself, if I sit down, that if I'm going to watch regular TV, that during a commercial, I'm going to go do 25 push-ups.
Okay, so that's super important to talk about. So you don't even know this piece, but
oh, I didn't know this piece.
In the book, he talks about how he wanted to start doing push-ups.
Oh.
So he's like, okay, every day at lunchtime, I'm going to do push-ups. And a week goes by, and he's like, how come I'm not being successful at it? Because he wasn't specific enough in that habit. He didn't put it in some place where he was already falling into their habit, right? So he changed it to every time he got up from his desk and shut his computer, he would do push-ups right next to his desk. So what you're saying is you've already put in, every time there's a commercial, in the room where the TV is, I'm going to do my push-ups.
Right.
And they say the timing and the location are extremely important.
They are,
for
because
your
brain builds a framework around that. and it actually gets comfortable with that idea, which AKA forms a habit.
Right.
Yeah. So I know it's like it's already automatic. I go upstairs and watch TV. I already know. Okay, I get my 100 push-ups in.
Right.
And for me, 25 push-ups. It doesn't matter the number, but for me, 25 push-ups is fairly easy.
Right.
So it's like I don't even feel struggle for that. And my goal is 100.
Right.
Right. So 4 commercials. I figure that's about an hour. And there you go.
So it's why when we go on vacation, I sometimes get off balance or off track with my habits because like I have a habit at night when I go to bed, I go in my room, I get my pajamas on, I brush my teeth, I wash my face, and then crazy enough, I do a 7-minute workout before I get to bed, right? Yeah. Right there at the end of our bed, in our bedroom, I flip on my app and I do those 7 minutes and then I do some sit-ups and some planks, right?
Yep.
And what happens is when we go on vacation, first of all, we're always off track on our time. I don't do those exact same habits. It's not my same room. It's not my same bed. It's not the same location. We've got kids sleeping in our room. It's totally different. And that throws me off. And I don't always get that workout in and it drives me crazy. So I have to work really, really hard at remembering my steps.
Those are really good workouts, by the way, before you're going to bed.
The 7-minute workouts. Yeah, they're great.
The 7-minute workout. I recommend that app. But again, it's another habit. But the bedroom triggers that.
The bedroom, the place where I stand.
Stackable habit.
I walk out of my bathroom. I stand right there. I do it. It's so interesting how our brains operate and work. So even things like this, he talked about, you can make stackable habits like this. Every time I see a set of stairs, I will take the stairs instead of the elevator. Every time I dish food onto my plate, I will always fill vegetables first because I want to eat healthy, right? So I always put vegetables on my feet. A social habit.
No, I do that. Stop. Just hold that. Oh. Remember social habit. Because I try and do this at dinner time too because I'm always, I can eat way too much food. I always try and fill, the first thing I do for my stackable habit on eating is I always eat the stuff that is really good for me and fills me up. And so the stuff that's not really good for me, it's like I have some room for it, but I wouldn't be like if it was like the first thing I ate.
Right. I think it's something we need to teach our kids. We've never really talked about that, and it's just like, I don't realize we do that, but we don't teach our kids that.
Like eat all my veggies first.
A social skill could be every time you go into a party or a social setting, or you show up at your Bible study or whatever, you're going to go meet somebody new. Like that's just a habit you're going to form. So it's a consistent thing of doing. You want to, every time you buy something, you're going to remove something from your house. Right? So those are just other habits that aren't necessarily stacking habits. They're cue habits, but they're still considered stacking habits because the habit of buying something cues that you're going to do this. So
anyway, this is a great strategy. So think about now some of the habits you do during the day. This is just what we're working through. And what is one more thing that you're wanting to accomplish that you can attach? Because you'll find a lot of times it doesn't take a whole lot of extra time.
Right. So let me just kind of give like a little example, right? So for instance, as a mom, when I'm cooking dinner, I go in and I start cooking the dinner. Let's say now it's boiling or it's baking. I go and cooking dinner signals to me I need to change the laundry over because my laundry room is next to my kitchen. So I go into the laundry room and I switch the laundry over. I go back and continue cooking. After we're done eating dinner, so we set the table, all those things, right? After we're done eating dinner, then we remove the dishes from the table. We do the dishes immediately. That signifies we're going to wipe the counter down, which now reminds me, okay, counter's clean, dishes are done, everything's put away. Tomorrow, the kids need their lunches packed, so get out the lunch boxes, pack the lunches as much as you can. Obviously, you're not going to put your other sandwich in the morning, at night.
Right.
You're going to get out the cereal bowls, or you're going to get out your coffee mug if you're a coffee drinker. You're going to have the kids then pack their backpacks, get their outfits out. See how it just keeps going? And then all of a sudden you're done, and within 30 minutes of eating dinner, you are ready for the next day. Your kids are ready, their clothes are out, their backpacks are packed, your breakfast dishes are ready to go for the morning. Everything's ready, and it's that simple. Okay, so let's say you have a baby, right? Put on their pajamas. As you're putting on their pajamas and giving them a nighttime bath, whatever your routine is.
Pack their bag.
Pack their diaper bag, right?
Because I've seen you do that all
lay out
kids'
their
life.
clothes, right? It's so crazy. I did not realize this was something. I wish I would have realized this and put a title to it and made millions off like this guy is selling his book. Anyways, just easy as a mom to start stacking those little habits and doing those. Same thing, my habits of when I take Caleb to work out, I take him to work out. I always take my errand list with me. I generally stop at the grocery store that day to get the groceries we need. It's not my same local grocery store that I enjoy going to. It's the grocery store near his workout place, but that's become my new way of doing things. I just stack it on top of it.
I need to take you to the Vietnamese market.
I don't really want to go there.
They got the craziest fish, man, and it's cool.
So this is how to stack a new habit. If you're trying to, if you have a new habit, you want to read, you want to start reading at night. What are you going to do? You're going to put the book on your bed so that when you have the habit of unmaking your bed, there you go. There's the book to read, right? So you're going to start trying to find something that you want to add into your life and find a current habit that you can stack it with. Sometimes it means putting it in between, right? Like it's not right at the end. It's like at the end of this habit, I'm going to start this one. It's like, okay, I want to make sure I wash my face at night. So I already am good at putting my pajamas on, brushing my teeth, and working out. So between brushing my teeth and working out, I'm going to slip in the washing my face.
Right.
Okay, so that's another thing to think about.
Now, let me give you the emotional back end of this, is that you're not going to be successful at this all the time. So don't feel like because all of a sudden you're not the perfect habit stacker, that you're a failure, you can never do X, Y, Z. Listen, frequency creates habit.
That's so true.
So if you don't do it good today, just get back on the wagon tomorrow, right? I mean, just figure it out. There's lots of times I was watching TV, I didn't do 100 push-ups. I did 50, but I walked away thinking...
Or none.
Well, it can happen. But here's the thing. You just decide in yourself, hey, I am going to do this. This isn't a matter of how many times. It's a matter of just, this is something I'm a part of. This is who I am. It's like you're defining who you are before it's accomplished.
And that's part of, we've talked about motivation on the show before, and that's that whole mindset of I am this, right? I am a writer because I journal. I write one sentence a day. So therefore I am a writer, right? I am an athlete, or I am a fit person because I work out. Telling yourself you are that helps you. Like I have to remind, like this is what yesterday when I was working out, I said to the trainer, I said, does anybody like lunges? And he goes, negative. And I said, I'm gonna tell myself every day, I love lunges. I love lunges.
So that's what I say.
So yesterday and he goes, way to be different. I'm like, exactly, way to motivate myself. So yesterday, every time, we had to do lunges a lot yesterday. Frontwards, backwards, sideways. So, I was gonna go crazy.
I hate lunges.
Every time I did lunges, in my mind, I'm saying to myself, I love lunges. I love lunges. I love lunges. I can't believe how fast my lunges went when I was like changing my attitude and my motivation for doing it and reminding myself what that will do for my body, right? It keeps me fit. It will tone my body. I love lunges.
So good for
I love lunges. I love lunges.
And the reason they're so tough to do and such a struggle is because they're so good for you.
Right now, Trisha's saying, I don't eat sugar. I don't eat sugar. Every day when I want candy, I don't eat sugar. But because I'm reminding myself that's who I want to be. That's who I am. Okay? So I'm not telling you to tell yourself something you're not. I'm just trying to help you to trigger your brain that you are this. You can be this. And you can
do this. And let me give you another illustration on lunges. Is that you can, I find that the first couple sets I do them in a sloppy fashion, right? But when I know and my trainers notice this on me too, but when I get to like the last set, all of a sudden I get super focused, super dialed in. You know why? Because I know the finish line. So I'm thinking like, okay, I've got 5 really good lunges left. And so all of a sudden I get really deep into it. I really focus. I tighten my core. Well, it's just it's something I discovered within myself.
Wow.
Because it takes extra effort to focus like that. Because, you can just go crank out a lunge, but do a lunge correctly. Don't think you have to, like, plow right through it. Oh, I got to get 10. Do. And 8 of them are sloppy.
Right.
So, anyway, just another thing I'm discovering about myself as we're wanting to improve ourselves and do our habits.
Interesting.
And the whole secret to all this is we're just trying to improve our quality of life because it creates a better person in you. Right. You're happy with who you are.
So you're trying to be the best version of you.
That's right. And it's not what somebody else thinks. It's what you need to do.
Because it's about you, right? It's about how will you feel about these things. Nobody really cares whether or not you put the coffee cup up coffee cup out after you wipe the counter down, or you pack the diaper bag after you put the baby's pajamas on, right? But you will care because your life will be easier, right? You'll wake up in the morning and your coffee cup's ready to go, the diaper bag's ready to go. You feel more you feel more together. You feel like, I actually am not feeling so overwhelmed anymore. I'm feeling like I can do this. I can do this mom thing. I can actually do it and I can rock at it. So now I'm not trying to, now for some people, these things don't matter, right? Like they're okay living in chaos. They love to live by the seat of their pants. But for somebody like me, I'm really bothered if things are out of control for me, if I'm overwhelmed or I forget something. I can't stand to forget something, right? So therefore I have to find systems and ways to do that. So this is just another system to help you along your motherhood journey to really be successful at it, to feel like you have it, you've pulled it together in small ways and big ways.
And I've learned this a lot just in working with young families, is that small wins are like big wins, right? Especially as a couple, and then as the things that you're learning to do to improve your life, to become more efficient, to save money, to make goals. They all start with tiny little habits.
Right.
Just tiny little things. And you got to keep reminding yourself that the opinion that others have of you is none of your business.
Right.
It's none of your business what they think of you.
Yeah.
It's only what you are doing to help make your life successful.
Okay, so we're going to end the show with reminding you that how to have a habit stacking habit is say to yourself, after the current habit, I will do the new habit. So say whatever your current habit is, after I put the baby's pajamas on, I will pack the diaper bag. So old habit, new habit. Okay, so that's what we want to challenge you with today. Watch throughout the day. You can make a list of all the habits you do today. Write out the habits you want to start. Find out where you can insert them. We know you can do it. So go for it.
Give us some comments too. Yeah. Tell us what is your stackable habit that you do right now? Because I know as we're talking about this, you could probably go, oh, I do this already. Right. Yeah. And then maybe just give us what you think your new habit's going to be. Yeah. So,
okay. Anyway. Have a great day. We'll talk to you soon.
Take
Bye.
care.